Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we actually have a special guest to do our Cloyster deep dive. It's gonna be interesting. We have Alex, HOUSESTARK himself.
How you doing, man?
If you guys don't know HOUSESTARK, he's one of our top players in the world.
Yeah.
Right? He's also one of the Go Stadium coaches who basically trains all these players to get up to close to his level, because definitely he's one of the best. If you want training, he's definitely one of the best to teach you.
Really cool guy. Met him in Ohio recently. Very good player and a very cool dude.
Very cool person. Definitely. So Alex, introduce yourself, man.
I appreciate it, guys. I'm Alex, HOUSESTARK93, from based out of Philadelphia, and yeah, I love PvP, man. I like battling. I like just getting to those matchups that are fun. Like close games, like just seeing what happens, when you're battling. So it's always fun, always a good time, and looking forward to the new year of a lot of battles.
Definitely. Season 2 has already started off with a big hit. We have mega tournaments every single month.
Yeah, it's awesome with all the mega tournaments we've been having.
Wicked, right? But the thing about Alex is that he knows every matchup. Like, literally every single matchup to the T, to every fast move. Yeah. Like, I have seen it myself. I don't care how humble he wants to be.
Got those PvPoke simulators going on.
He has a PvPoke simulation in his head. And another thing that HOUSESTARK is very known for is that he usually does bring a single spice pick to every one of his tournaments.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Alright, let's get into it. Cloyster. We're doing a deep dive on Cloyster.
Yeah, we're doing Cloyster. So, what do you think about Cloyster?
First thoughts.
Cloyster is it's a good Pokemon. So, I recently got the buff because it now learns Icy Wind. It used to be a legacy move, and they buffed Icy Wind and they made it available to everyone. So, it's a very good Pokemon. It's very defensive. But it doesn't have a lot of stamina. It doesn't have a lot of HP. It's more based on like actual defensive stats.
Right.
It's a water and ice type, and for the maximum PvP IVs, you want a 0, 13, 13. And
0, 13, 13, guys.
Yeah. And at level 22.5, you want it basically has an attack set of 117, a defensive stat of 170, which is the main bulk that you want. This is again with perfect IVs, and then it has a stamina of 95. So it's very defensive, but it also has like a pretty good attack stat to hit hard with those ice shards.
Damn, and let's give a hand to Alex for coming prepared with the stats of the numbers.
Hold on, I was not kidding.
We're not prepared with those many numbers usually, but leave it to HOUSESTARK. Thank you for that.
But like the thing is, I told you he has PvPoke in his head, man. I told you. But definitely Cloyster seems like, let's say, another Dugong, like from like Timeless.
Yeah, we'll get into. I want to ask what Dugong comparison later, but like let's start with basics for now. Icy Wind recently got buffed.
Yep.
Right? It now reduces attack.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
And now it was a legacy move that was now brought back.
And it's come back just like Gyarados.
Yep, just like Gyarados, just like on the Dragonite, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw.
Yeah.
Dragonite.
So is it doing? It's doing Ice Shard, Icy Wind.
Yep.
And what's our second charge move?
So here's where it gets interesting. So you can run Avalanche, right?
Right.
Because Avalanche and Icy Wind charge up at the same time. But since they're the same type, you really want a coverage move, which is why I would recommend Hydro Pump.
Right.
For a lot of different matchups to swing in your favor, especially with really good IVs, which I'll get into later. But you definitely want Hydro Pump to be able to hit things like, like Bronzong, other ice types like Alolan Sandslash, things like that.
Yeah.
Promo pass.
I was was facing Valarash in Ohio, and can't tell you how many Hydro Pumps this Cloyster got off on me. It's really embarrassing. But in terms of key matchups, what do we see Cloyster beating in this meta, Alex?
So it beats a lot of things. The main thing that it beats is every flyer in the cup because of the Ice Shard, and it beats a lot of grass types. Any grass type that doesn't have Razor Leaf, it pretty much beats. So it even beats things like Shift Tree. I don't think it beats Venus Form, which is like one of the few Vine Whippers that it doesn't beat. But it
if
does beat
doesn't
things even like
Venusaur, sorry, if it
No.
doesn't beat Venusaur, it comes close,
Yeah.
yes,
right?
It
So it
comes
does
very
have
close.
some sort of coverage towards Venusaur as well.
Yeah, because those Ice Shards and Icy Winds are both super effective.
Right.
But it can win actually in the 2-shield. So if you double shield your Cloyster, you can beat Venusaur, which is very similar to the Lapras matchup
Yeah.
versus Venusaur, which is cool.
Yeah. Grass and ice always have that interesting combination because ice tends to be ice and water, and you know grass is weak to the ice, but grass is super effective on the water.
the
So
water
it's
side,
always
yeah.
like that combination.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. So yeah,
Well, what do we see Cloyster losing to? You know, with that ice tag on it, it's weak to a couple things in this meta, right?
Right.
Right.
What are its key counters?
some of the main counters. I mean, the number one counter in the meta is like Ludicolo, but you're probably not going to see a lot of Ludicolos. Of things that are like meta relevant, Bronzong beats it. All the fighters like Toxicroak and Heracross, and like Poliwrath and things like that,
Yeah.
as well as the Lantern. But yeah, there's not a ton. I guess like, all the Charmers. So on PvPoke, like the recommended moveset on Alolan Ninetales is actually Powder Snow, but if you sim it with Charm beats Cloyster.
Okay.
So definitely the Charmers will take it out because of all that fast damage before you get the debuff with Icy Wind.
Right, and you said earlier that Cloyster doesn't have the most HP, but it does have a big defense stat. But again, that lower HP, getting hit with heavy like charm hits, it's gonna take it out.
Yeah, for
Those
sure.
Charmers,
Sure.
man, gotta watch out for them.
Yeah.
Or they'll find a way in
Charmers.
their life and ruin it with the relationship. Talking about other stuff now. Let's get back to the topic.
All right, let's get back to Cloyster.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cloyster's really good Pokemon. I think it has a lot of viability in this cup. To be completely honest, like it has a weird niche overall, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's like a Dugong, but not as tanky, but
Well-
with better coverage.
Let's get into like the open discussion. Speaking of Dugong, what's the difference between the two? Why do we prefer Cloyster over Dugong? What do you think?
Well, the reason why people prefer Cloyster in this cup is because Dugong's banned.
Is it bad? Wait, what are the rules again?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
it's
Fusion.
banned. It's just a band pick.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
actually?
Yes.
It's in like the bands.
Yo, I shouldn't have
It's like
told you
with,
anything. I shouldn't have told him anything.
Yeah, I was
Just
just
imagine
ran
you just
Dugong.
get hit with Dugong.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, it's a banned pick. But no, but besides it being banned, let's just compare the two Pokemon themselves. Besides the what cup.
Yeah, so Cloyster's definitely less tanky overall, but it has that Hydro Pump, which is like amazing coverage. Because Dugong only gets like Water Pulse, which is, you know, it's a worse move overall. You get to it faster, but it does a lot less damage. It's kind of like what's the difference? It's like I don't know. It's like Bone Club, not like that bad, but you know, it's not the most energy efficient move. And Hydro Pump is very energy efficient. It's I think it's a clone of Skull Bash, but water type. So
Right, because Hydro
it's
Pump
very-
will either do a big hit or
Yeah.
it will definitely force a shield.
for sure.
Okay,
Which is
so
nice.
now-
'Cause
sorry, go ahead.
with Cloyster, the way to play it is you want to charge up to a Hydro Pump and then go for either Hydro Pump or Icy Wind, and your opponent has to decide whether they want to shield a debuffing move or take a huge hit. So,
You kind of put him in a scenario where you're like, it's a lose-lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Now tell us a little bit about Cloyster. Now, what set of 3 would you run Cloyster with? Like, what other 2 Pokemon would you run
Some
Cloyster
team
with?
composition.
So I really like the pair with Whiscash. They both lose to Razor Leafers, but other than that, Whiscash covers a lot of Cloyster's weaknesses. And then things like Alolan Marowak can run like really well with Cloyster. I also like Altaria or any Flyer to cover those grass
Yeah.
types.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like you just said right now, if you have Cloyster and you have Wishcash, you're weak to Razor Leafers, so you're going to want some sort of coverage for those grass types.
Yep. And then like Alolan Marowak or any fire type for the Charmers.
Right? The Charmers.
Or,
Right?
or Bronzong. Like there's a lot of options you can pair Cloyster with. I know, like when he was battling, when Valor was battling you, Dustin, he was running it with Whiscash and Frostlass.
Yeah, like every round and I kept losing. I had to be like, "Yo, Toshi, come here. I need help, please."
Yo, Toshi, come here.
Come here.
And so like you compare it with that as well. With that line of 3, you are kind of weak to charm, which is something to watch out for.
Right. So from what we've seen here, we know charm is going to be something really to not to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Right, in the Fusion Cup.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. Well, definitely so far what we've seen is Cloyster is really good, right? It's very, you're going to be doing Icy Wind, you're going to be forcing shields with Hydro Pump, or you're also going to be baiting with the Icy Wind Hydro Pump combo. Maybe like building up to Hydro Pump, hitting with an Icy Wind, force a shield, then charge back up to Hydro Pump, hit him with the nuke move. Or just, switch out, then hit the next Pokemon with an Icy Wind, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the Dugong strategy, like we did in Timeless. But what else do you have to say about Cloyster? Tell us something that let's pick your brain, the House Stark brain about Cloyster. Let's go to the serious strats.
Alright, so Cloyster is one of those fun Pokemon that is able to beat Whiscash and Altaria. So that's always good to have, and it's like I don't know a lot of Pokemon that can do that besides like Poliwrath and Cloyster. I can't think of many other picks that can do that. Maybe like Whiscash or Frostlass or something like that. But the main thing I want to touch on is how important IVs are, and with Cloyster especially, because if you have perfect IVs, you can win the matchup against Alolan Marowak.
Oh.
In the one shield, yeah. But if you have like not perfect IVs, but very, very close to perfect. I think the breakpoint is you want 2 11-11 or better IVs. The perfect is like 0 13 13, so it's very close. And without that breakpoint, you actually lose the Alolan Marowak one shield because you're not able to tank the Shadow Ball after the debuff. But with an Icy Wind debuff, you can tank a Shadow Ball and then go for a Hydro Pump and knock out Marowak, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like with the debuffs, you really have to consider every scenario,
Yeah.
Because you can live, like just as I said, you could live a Shadow Ball if you debuff it, but it would be a different case if you didn't get that debuff off, right?
Right, we're going to really specific. Like you need specific IVs to be able to win those certain matchups. Like this is what I'm talking about.
Game's getting complex, guys. Get ready for it.
I guarantee you, House Stark has that 2 11-11 and better.
Yeah, soon we're gonna have abilities and held items and EVs and natures and Pokemon Go is gonna be crazy.
Oh no. But all right, wow.
Yeah.
Anything else you have to tell us about Cloyster?
I feel like in the beginning I was like super against like getting good IV stuff. Like it wasn't like my priority, but now as the skill level of every player is getting better and better every single day, it comes down to more than just skill. Now it's like, okay, IVs come into play and we have to actually pay attention to that kind of thing. So definitely, like, not just with Cloyster, but with every Pokemon, try to get the best possible combination, because you never know when it comes down to like 1 HP.
Yeah, and more often than not, it really does sometimes come down to 1 HP battles.
does.
Like you see people screaming that like they have 1 HP left, and those are IVs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. We see that there's so many skilled battlers out there, and now it's really coming down to, like what you said, it's all about that 1 HP, that specific IV Pokemon to win a specific matchup. Like, crazy.
Yeah.
Whoever thought that Pokemon Go would be so technical?
Honestly.
And if you don't have the IVs, you can always like get the energy advantage by switching in first, and then getting that one extra fast move in is always very, very helpful.
Exactly.
Matchups, which is
that's the thing. When we were talking about these specific matchups, we're going into that 1 HP that could always be reverted with also having, let's say, 1 extra fast move. Right? You get that 1 extra fast move, that completely changes the whole story.
Yeah.
Right? This is what's we're showing here, that specific like mechanics that you do, you have to switch instantly. You have to know how to do these type of things. Like, you know what I mean? You need to know the matchup. You need to switch right away. You can't be waiting, because if they get that extra fast move in there, it changes the whole scenario.
It really does.
Right? And House Stark is definitely one of the best people to show that kind of scenario.
Yeah.
All right, HOUSESTARK, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate having you on. We really appreciate you showing the audience how good Cloyster is.
Yeah, and how professional you look with your shirt and your office and your giant skyscrapers in the background. We just did a video with Pocket Midget, who's a really young trainer, and he was in bed in pajamas, and this is a completely different scene here.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you again, HOUSESTARK. Any last words to say to the audience?
Yeah, just have fun. PvP, man. Fun. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Give it a huge thumbs up because HOUSESTARK is here, because whatever likes we get, we're going to show HOUSESTARK, and we're going to show all the love that he gets. We're going to let us know down in the comments what you guys think of Cloyster and the way HOUSESTARK actually explains Cloyster. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more PvP, Silph Arena, and Go Battle League content. See you guys on the next one.